we're heading over to Minnesota today to make a Jucy Lucy. Now, a lot of you have reached out to us and told us to make one of these before, but this is going to be the first time we're going to try a Jucy Lucy. And to me, they sound quite fab. Today's recipe is coming from the Great American Burger book. So we won't be able to post a link to this, but if you want to check out this book, we will pop a link to it down in the description anyway. So the Jucy Lucy, we're going to start with some ground beef, some 80-20 ground beef. I'm just going to break this all up. And then I get to have a little bit of fun with this, a burger press, which I've not used yet before. So for this recipe, we're going to need 8 patties. I'm guessing these are going to be a bit small for this press, but okay, so that's not enough meat in this press for that size, so I don't know whether to bother using that press. There we have our 8 patties. We've got some American cheese. I'm hoping this is the right stuff because it didn't really say much more than that, but this is the only thing I know as American cheese that's over here in the UK. But let us know if I should use some different cheese or whether you prefer your Jucy Lucy's with a different type of cheese. We have to take our cheese and we have to fold it into a quarter. So there's one, and we're going to pop it on the patty. Now I think this is the tricky part, so we've got to pop the other patties on top of these and then crimp the side or seal the sides, make them into some kind of burger shape and hope the cheese doesn't melt out when we're cooking it. Okay, where to start? I'm really concerned that these are actually going to fall apart in the cooking process. As you can see, this one's already like cracking on the top, so I don't know if I should have mixed the meat a lot more before I was doing this to kind of help those fats stick together. And I'm guessing if you used any leaner ground beef for this one, probably wouldn't hold it together very well because of the fat content in it, but we'll find out when we cook it whether we could do that. Okay, let's get over to the hob, fire up that cast iron skillet and get some onions on the go that are going to be part of this Jucy Lucy. We've got that skillet heated up to a medium-high heat. We're just going to add in some beef tallow. So I know this is going to make it taste extra beefy, and I think David's going to like them even more with that tallow taste. I don't know if it's just me, but I've washed a few items of my clothes recently with like David's barbecue apron, the Bucky's one that he uses quite often. And my clothes come out of the wash and then later on they start smelling of tallow. So I'm walking around all day smelling a bit like a brisket and then I'm like, what is that smell? But it's obviously we're washing his apron, so I'm gonna have to do them separately unless you've got any tips for removing the smell of tallow out of the clothes. Into the tallow, I'm just adding a dab of butter. And we're gonna go in with our onions. I've heard there's a little bit of a thing with regards to the Jucy Lucy, and there are 2 places in Minnesota claiming to have come up with the invention. So you have to let us know, are you team Juicy with an I or Juicy without an I for Jucy Lucy? Because apparently that is the differential between the 2 places as well. The story goes that a man walked into Matt's bar and asked the bartender to make something special. So he put 2 patties with a bit of cheese in the middle, aka the Jucy Lucy, but while serving it to the guy said, oh, that's one Jucy Lucy. Now in Matt's bar they spelt the name incorrectly of Juicy, dropping that I, but that spelling still remains today. I did also read that there was another bar claiming to have actually invented the Jucy Lucy, but they spell it with the I. So that's why I asked if you're team Juicy with an I or Juicy without the I. These onions are smelling good. We just want to cook them until they're golden brown and then I'm going to remove them from the pan. Now to add in the patties. Now you might note that I didn't season these beforehand because following the recipe, it does say to now just add a dash of salt to each patty whilst it's cooking. These just need to cook for about 4 minutes before I attempt to flip them. My bet is that this one's gonna let me down because there's a slight little crack there in the meat, and I reckon that's where some of the cheese might decide to escape from. Oh, I don't know actually. Looking at the sides, there's also some other contenders for ruining my day and making the cheese ooze out of these burgers. Guess it's time to place your bets now. Would it be burger 1, 2, 3, or 4 that oozes? Or maybe option 5, all 4 of them. Okay, ready to flip? Okay, so number 1, it's got a bit of cheese ooze over there. Number 2. Number 3, number 4. Just adding a little bit more salt. I'm going to let these cook for another 4 minutes. Okay, we just need to check that these are actually cooked. So let's go in with the Typer probe. And apparently this step is quite important as well, because by poking it, you're allowing the steam that's built up inside those patties to escape. Okay, we're good. So I'm pleased to say we've got a little bit of cheese oozing, but I don't think they've completely spoiled. So we're going to take these out and have a look at them. Here they are. So I'm just going to pop them to the side while I toast some buns. I figure we'll be okay using the same skillet, so I'm going to toast up these rolls.
Taste this time! Nikita, you've really outdone yourself. This smells amazing. Oh. She's gone straight in.
Oh, do you like that? You like a burger? This one's a Jucy Lucy. Do you know why it's called a Jucy Lucy? Because it's juicy and it's got cheese in the middle.
So the Lucy's the cheese?
Don't know.
What number out of 10?
3. 3 out of 10. Okay, I'm going to give it a bite. Now, it is called a Jucy Lucy because apparently somebody went, oh, that's a Jucy Lucy burger.
Oh, and that's how it was born.
It was. Right, I'm going to go for a bite then.
Mom.
Oh, wow, onions as well. Oh, look at that cheese. Yeah? It should have good folks at home, this. Can you see that?
The onions work really well with that. Nicely seasoned, and something I don't often do, or probably never do, is toast my buns for burgers.
Oh, these toasted?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Try it.
Hey.
That was such a good idea, putting the cheese in the middle.
Why don't you do it?
The onion cuts through really nice.
Looks like you've been learning off of Daddy to do those mouthfuls.
I kind of want to put the pickles in as well.
Go for it. That's the last of the pickles.
Bread and butter pickles, amazing. Okay, here we go. Bit of pickle. That pickle rounds it off really nicely. So you season the burger as well, yeah?
Only with a bit of salt, as per the recipe. But what I think I would do if I was doing it again, I think I would season the meat before I made the patties, because I think it needs a little bit more seasoning. A little more seasoning for you?
I think a little more seasoning. I think with the pickles, it adds that nice little sweet taste to it as well. I think, yeah, maybe a little bit more salt would have been nice. And I can understand why Americans say you got to season your burgers. Right, marks out of 10.
Okay, so I'm going to give this a really good 8 out of 10. I'm just looking at my burger and it is looking juicy. I think the rolls letting it down a little bit, so I would have put better rolls, but that's nothing to do with the recipe. That's the rolls that I've decided to purchase. They look a little bit dry, don't they? But they do work really well, nice and toasted. So a good 8 out of 10 from me for the actual burger.
For me, a couple little tweaks. I think the roll could do with being a bit crispier in a toaster. I think it should be a little bit more seasoning on the burger. But on the whole, it's really nice. I love the way that you bite into it. You get the onion straight away, you get the beef straight away, but it's the cheese as well. It's almost like a bit of a surprise. Okay, I'm going to go for, I think I'm going to echo that. I think I'll go 8 out of 10. I think there's a little bit of room for improvement, a little tweak, and it'll be right up there. Just before we sign off, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you loved it, hop on the H bus and subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Up my cheeky head nose.
Absolutely. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we've got some cracking videos coming up. And all that leaves this ever-growing little British family to say is...
Take care.
God bless.
See you all in the next video.